Murder suspect in Columbus, Ohio, was out on bail for murder charges. Released by a Democrat district attorney and a Democrat judge, and goes out and murders again. Racine police report shooting at Graceland Cemetery. Gonna hear about that? Multiple people injured in shooting at Wisconsin Cemetery during a funeral. Gonna hear about that? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to explain something here, and I know I've said this in so many words on the show previously, but I want to just explain and reiterate something. I spend hours a day that really you can't even count. It's just a lifestyle, constantly reading news, searching for news, aggregating news, and then around about 1:30, 2 o'clock, I take all of that and I send it through a filter, and I decide this is what I'm going to cover today on the show, and then you see the stacks of news on my desk. Now, every day, and I've explained this before, every day I could make it my thing, and I could come in here and for 3 hours a day cover gun violence in this country or any violent crime in this country. I could do it on just New York or just Chicago or just Baltimore or just St. Louis, 3 hours a day covering all the violence. But you see, it's never hyped up. It's never meant to draw any emotional response out of you, because there's no political advantage or leverage that it can play. But I can do this all day long, folks. Here's an example, and this is without even trying. And I do cover a lot of the violent crime. And it might pop up here or there, but I mean, again, I could spend hours and hours every day. Murder suspect in Columbus, Ohio, was out on bail for murder charges. Released by a Democrat district attorney and a Democrat judge, and goes out and murders again. Non-white supremacist, by the way. But okay, are the individuals that this young man killed, a little girl included, and a young man? Are we going to mourn them? Are we going to enshrine them? Are we going to empathize with them and their families and friends and colleagues? No, you're not going to hear about Avanti Stafford killing 2 people and being released from jail by Democrats to kill again, are you? We're not going to make that an emotional drawstring, are we? We're not going to make it about guns. We're not going to make it about bail reform. We're not going to make it about anything. We're not even going to cover it.
I don't care if you work in a cafeteria or pump gas, or whether you're a farmer, a rancher, a doctor, a lawyer, or a millionaire. Fortune and Money Magazine have all done these profiles. You see it every year. 30 different tax returns, 30 different answers. 50 different tax returns, 50 different answers. And almost all of them just screw you over, especially the big firms and the big tax groups, because they're part of the system and they don't want the general public understanding this and knowing this. So it's a very important situation with inflation and all the things out there hurting everybody, to be able to do things tax-wise that's legal and lawful, that allows you to keep more of your money. We wouldn't even be here if I hadn't gotten great tax advice in the last few years. The only way you fail is not writing down the URL, jonestaxrelief.com, one word, jonestaxrelief.com, or call 833-900-4285, 833-900-4285.
Texas inmate with Mexican cartel ties escaped highly secure prison bus, killed an entire family. Escaped convict Gonzalo Lopez, now linked to slayings of 3 children, 2 adults. Are we going to mourn that? We're going to emphasize with that? We're going to make a big thing about that? We're going to make it about the open border, the illegal immigrants, any of that? Not going to hear about that. Still on the loose, by the way. Not going to hear about that. Racine police report shooting at Graceland Cemetery. Going to hear about that? Multiple people injured in shooting at Wisconsin Cemetery during a funeral. Going to hear about that? Going to know about that? 7-time felon attacked Loop hotel worker with a knife for no reason. Going to hear about that? I had a video the other day. I don't even remember if we played it. Little girl after school, 16 years old, going into a sandwich shop. Just wants to get some lunch after school. 16 years old, standing in line at a sandwich shop. Some guy comes up from behind her, just stabs her in the back. Just stabs a poor little girl in the back. She's black. She's unarmed. She's young. She's probably a great person. You hear about that? Do we mourn that? Do we call to take the knives on that? Do we humanize any of that? How about this one for you? Maybe this is a little worse. I don't know. South Carolina undercover sexting bust 11 men accused of targeting minors on social media. Oh, social media like what? Oh, Facebook, where I'm banned. I'm not allowed to talk politics on Facebook, but these guys can go on there and recruit children to rape. Yeah, there's the 16-year-old girl that got stabbed in the back. Didn't hear about that. Do we mourn that? Do we humanize that? Abortion clinic caught storing bodies of aborted babies in a utility room. We gonna humanize that? We gonna mourn over that? What about those dead babies? What about those dead kids? So my point is, I could do this all day long, folks. I could cover violent crime, people getting shot, mass shootings, stabbings, all of it. I could cover it 3 hours a day. I'd rather not. The point is, the media and our politicians decide which stories to cover and humanize depending on which stories have political leverage and which stories they can get more power off of that political leverage.
Introducing Come and Take It, our third and final coin, a part of the Founding Member Collector series. This third coin is minted into existence from .999 silver from right here in America. Come and Take It may hold meaning for Americans from recent history, but it actually dates back to being used in 480 BC in the Battle of Thermopylae as Milan Labe by Spartan king Leonidas. It has since become a symbol of defiance here in America, along with the imagery of a black star and cannon in the flag used by Texans during the state's revolution against Mexico. Both sides of the coin depict these historical uses of the phrase, with one side having a rendition of a Spartan helmet and the inscription of "Come and Take It," and the reverse side having a rendition of the cannon and the inscription "Free Men Bear Arms." Go to 1776coin.com today to secure your founding member coin. Hurry before they're gone, as there will only be 10,000 in existence.